Earth became the next target. Then one message threw the galaxy into panic. Daniel Brooks stared at the screen in the monitoring room. Numbers and lights blinked across the panel, each representing something in space he was supposed to keep track of. For years, he had done this work quietly, watching satellites, asteroids, and debris far above Earth. But today, something felt different. The patterns were off. There was movement that did not belong. "Daniel, you're seeing this too, right?" Olivia Grant asked from the other side of the room. She was leaning over a console, her long hair tied back in a simple ponytail. Her eyes were wide, not in fear, but in disbelief. Daniel pointed at the screen. "Look at that. These objects, they're not following normal paths. Something is controlling them." Ethan Carter, sitting quietly in a corner with his laptop, frowned. He rarely spoke unless he had to, but now he leaned forward. "Are you sure it's not a glitch? Maybe a software error?" Daniel shook his head. "I've checked it 3 times. The software is fine. These are real objects." Olivia bit her lip. "Real objects in space? Not just objects," Daniel said, swallowing hard. "Ships, huge ships." The 3 of them stared at the screen. Hundreds of tiny dots were moving slowly but purposefully in the darkness of space. Their paths were precise, deliberate, like soldiers marching in formation. None of them had seen anything like this before. Daniel picked up his radio and called in the report. "Control, this is Brooks. We have multiple unidentified objects entering the outer solar system. They are large and moving in formation." There was silence on the other side of the line. Then a voice, calm but tense, replied, "Brooks, how many?" "At least 75. "Possibly more," Daniel answered. "Do you have visual confirmation?" "Not yet, sir, but the readings are solid," the voice sighed. "Keep monitoring. Notify military command immediately if anything changes." Daniel hung up and turned to Olivia and Ethan. "They're on alert now." "But that's it. No one has seen this level of precision in our solar system before." Ethan leaned back and rubbed his eyes. "You know what this means, right?" Daniel frowned. "I have a guess." Ethan looked grim. "It means we're being watched, and not just watched, targeted." Olivia shook her head. "Targeted? That sounds impossible. Who could do this?" Daniel did not answer. He did not want to say it out loud. He did not want to admit that the galaxy might have monsters far stronger than humanity, creatures that had destroyed entire civilizations before anyone even knew they existed. Hours passed. The 3 of them barely moved from their stations. The blinking lights on the screen reflected in their eyes. Outside the monitoring facility, the sun set over the Colorado mountains, but no one noticed. Then the first visual appeared on their instruments. The ships were massive. Daniel could barely comprehend their size. They were not like anything humans had built or could build, sleek, black, almost alive in their movement. They positioned themselves around the edge of the solar system as if they already knew every planet and moon. Daniel swallowed hard. They know exactly where to go. Olivia whispered, This is an invasion." Ethan leaned forward again, his hands shaking slightly. "Not just an invasion, total extermination. If they do what they did to other planets, nothing on Earth will survive." Daniel wanted to argue, wanted to hope that maybe, just maybe, the ships were not hostile. But deep inside, he knew better. Every piece of information he had seen in his life pointed to the same conclusion. When something that big comes prepared and organized, it does not come to negotiate. Military command called in the next hour. Captain Ryan Cole arrived, followed by Intelligence Officer Megan Turner. Ryan was a tall man with a serious face, the kind that never smiled unless something was truly good. Megan was sharp and fast-thinking. Both of them had seen threats before, but nothing like this. "Status?" Ryan asked. His voice was calm, but Daniel could feel the tension behind it. "Unidentified ships, entering the solar system, no response to hails, moving toward Earth," Daniel said. Ryan nodded. "And their size? Massive, hundreds of meters long." "More than 50 ships detected, moving in formation. Could be more," Olivia added. Megan turned to her tablet, scrolling through reports. "We have confirmed this pattern matches reports from other civilizations that were destroyed. Nothing survived. If they intend to attack Earth, we have days, maybe weeks." Daniel felt a chill run down his spine. "Weeks, maybe." Ryan's jaw tightened. "We need to alert world leaders, full evacuation protocols, ready all defenses." "We don't know what we are dealing with, but we have to prepare for the worst." Ethan spoke up, his voice quiet but firm. "We also need to study them. If they have weaknesses, we need to find them now. We can't just wait." Ryan nodded slowly. We will. You three, you stay on top of this. We need every piece of data you can get. Over the next few hours, the world learned the truth. Emergency broadcasts informed people that unknown alien ships had entered the solar system. Panic spread fast. In cities, people packed bags and tried to leave, though there was nowhere to go. Governments scrambled to secure facilities and defenses. The military launched satellites into orbit and activated early warning systems. But the more Earth tried to respond, the more Daniel realized how unprepared they were. The alien ships were not like anything humans had faced. Weapons fired at them would likely bounce off, and conventional defenses would not even scratch their hulls. At night, Daniel stayed in the monitoring room watching the stars. He could see the shapes on his screens, black against the digital sky. He thought about what was coming. Millions of lives, everything humanity had built, could be gone. Olivia sat beside him quietly. "Do you ever think about what it will be like if they attack?" Daniel looked at her, his face pale. "Every day." Ethan joined them. "We can't just sit and watch. We need to prepare, even if it's impossible." Ryan called again. "Brooks, report any changes immediately." "Anything at all. If they make a move toward Earth, you are the first line of defense." Daniel nodded. "Understood, Captain." Days passed. The alien ships moved slowly, but their movements were deliberate. Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan tracked them constantly. They studied every pattern, every energy reading, every signal. They tried to find weaknesses, but the aliens were unlike anything humans had faced. Their technology was centuries ahead. Then something strange happened. A signal appeared on one of their receivers. It was faint, almost imperceptible. Daniel adjusted the equipment to read it. "Captain, you need to see this," he said. Ryan, Megan, and other officials crowded around the console. The signal was not coming from the alien ships. It came from Earth. Olivia frowned. "From Earth? That makes no sense. Who would be sending this?" Daniel's fingers flew over the keyboard. The signal was complex, encrypted, and powerful. Whoever sent it had bypassed every standard protocol. Whoever sent it was prepared. Ethan's eyes widened. "It's coordinates. Thousands of them, each with notes." Megan leaned over his shoulder. "Notes?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, tactical notes, plans, locations, battle simulations, and messages for the aliens." Ryan looked at Daniel. "Who on Earth would have this, and why now?" Daniel shook his head. "I don't know, but someone is telling the galaxy that we are not prey," Olivia whispered, "and maybe that we are dangerous." For the first time since the ships had appeared, there was a change in their formation. Daniel noticed it immediately. The alien ships moved differently, hesitated. It was as if they had received information they were not expecting. The team stared in disbelief. Could humans actually send a message strong enough to shake an entire alien fleet? Ryan turned to Megan. "Get this signal decrypted immediately, find out who sent it, and alert every surviving species that can listen. Humanity has not given up." Ethan, Daniel, and Olivia worked through the night, tracing the signal. They discovered that it had come from a small, hidden research facility in Nevada. No one had authorized it. No one had warned the military. Yet somehow, it had reached the entire galaxy. The team realized that humanity was not waiting to be destroyed. Someone somewhere had been preparing for this moment for a long time. Outside the monitoring room, the stars glimmered as if mocking human fear. But inside, Daniel felt a strange hope. Maybe Earth was not doomed. Maybe humanity had a chance after all. But the question lingered in all their minds. Who sent the signal? And how much did they know about the aliens' next move? The alien fleet hung silently in the darkness of the solar system, massive and patient. And Earth waited, holding its breath, for the next move in a game it had barely begun to understand. As Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan continued to study the ships, one thing became very clear. The galaxy would never see humans the same way again. The signal from Nevada continued to pulse across space, reaching farther than anyone could have imagined. Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan worked around the clock, trying to decode it. Every hour, they discovered more information hidden in the transmission. It was not just coordinates or battle simulations. There were designs for weapons, defensive systems, and strategic plans. It was as if someone on Earth had already fought these invaders before and survived. The message spoke not with fear, but with confidence. Olivia leaned back in her chair, exhausted. Who would have the knowledge to do this? Who would have prepared for something like this? Ethan shook his head. I don't know. Whoever it is, they are not ordinary humans. They understand the aliens, their tactics, their weaknesses, everything. Daniel rubbed his eyes, and they sent it knowing the aliens would see it. They wanted the galaxy to know that Earth is not an easy target. Ryan Cole entered the monitoring room again. His face was serious, but there was a hint of disbelief in his eyes. Brooks, Grant, Carter, I want constant updates, every movement of the alien fleet. We need to understand their reaction to this message. Daniel nodded. We've already seen some changes. The ships are shifting formation. They are no longer moving directly toward Earth. They are hesitating. Megan Turner spoke up from her tablet. I've been monitoring alien communications intercepted by satellites. The same message we received is being picked up by hidden civilizations across the galaxy. Every species that survived these invaders is watching. Olivia's eyes widened. And what are they saying? Megan shook her head. They are panicking, not because Earth is weak, but because it is strong, because no species has ever responded this way before. Most species begged, but humans sent battle plans and warnings. The invaders were prepared for prey, not for humans. Daniel leaned forward. So we are sending a message not just to the aliens, but to the entire galaxy, and it's working. Ethan pointed at his laptop. Look at this. The aliens are moving their ships back slightly. They are scanning each other's energy readings. Something in our message has made them rethink their attack. Ryan rubbed his chin. We need to understand the scale of this. If humanity has done this before, or at least prepared for it, then we need to know how far it goes. We need to find the source of the signal. Over the next few days, the team worked non-stop. The Nevada relay station was small, hidden, and unassuming. No one had expected it to hold the key to humanity's survival. Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan traveled there under military escort, their minds racing with questions. The facility was old, built decades earlier for experimental space communications. It had been abandoned, but someone had returned, improved it, and used it to send the signal. The three of them entered the control room. Dust covered the floors, and old computers hummed quietly. But the main console was active, blinking with energy. A single figure stood by the console. A woman with short black hair and sharp eyes turned to greet them. I've been waiting for you, she said calmly. Daniel stepped forward. Who are you? My name is Laura Hayes. I built this signal. I have been preparing for this day for decades. Olivia's jaw dropped. Preparing? You mean you knew the aliens would come? Laura nodded. Yes, I studied them for years. I knew the patterns of their attacks, their weaknesses, their strengths. I knew Earth would be a target sooner or later, and I knew we had to send a message that would make the galaxy listen. Ethan's eyes were wide. You did all this alone? Laura smiled slightly. Not completely alone. There were others, hidden teams across the world. Engineers, scientists, communication specialists. We've been building contingency plans for years in secret, preparing for the day they returned. Daniel felt a chill run down his spine. You mean this message, all this data, it's not just a warning, it's a plan for battle? Laura nodded. Exactly. We want the galaxy to know that humans are not easy prey, that we fight back, that we survive. Ryan Cole entered behind them, frowning. And do you really think a message alone can stop them? Laura looked at him calmly. Not alone. But it can change their behavior. It can make them hesitate, and hesitation is everything when they expect total control. Humans are unpredictable. That's our advantage. Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan stared at the blinking console. The reality was overwhelming. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades, quietly, while the world thought it was safe. Now, that preparation was the only thing standing between Earth and destruction. The alien fleet remained in the outer solar system, massive black ships moving slowly but with purpose. They were scanning, calculating, adjusting, but the message had made them cautious. They were no longer advancing at full speed. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, other civilizations intercepted the transmission. Hidden worlds watched as humans boldly broadcast their plans. Most had cowered when faced with the invaders. Most had begged for mercy. But humans had done something different. They had shown the galaxy their strength. In a distant star system, a council of surviving species met in secret. Holographic images of the human message flashed before them. Energy readings, coordinates, and tactical simulations filled the chamber. One alien, a tall, blue-skinned being, growled in disbelief. They are not like us, it said. No other species has responded this way. They are dangerous. Another replied, dangerous and clever. They have survived attacks we thought impossible. They do not beg. They do not submit, they fight. Back on Earth, the Nevada facility became the center of global attention. Laura Hayes and her team worked non-stop, coordinating with Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan to monitor the alien fleet. Every change in the ships, movement was recorded and analyzed. Every new reading was cross-referenced with known alien tactics. Daniel stared at the screen for hours. They are learning. They are cautious because they have never encountered a species like us. Olivia whispered, "Do you think they can win if they attack?" Daniel hesitated. "I don't know, but right now the fact that they hesitate, that's enough." Ethan added, "We need to make sure they continue to hesitate. Every move we make, every broadcast, every signal, it has to show strength, readiness, and unpredictability." The days passed, and the world held its breath. Governments, militaries, and scientists worked together in ways they never had before. Communications networks hummed with activity. Satellites were reprogrammed. Weapon systems were tested. Humanity was awakening to the reality of the threat, and slowly the fear began to mix with determination. In the Nevada facility, Laura Hayes explained more about the aliens. They do not negotiate. They do not feel mercy. They destroy everything in their path, but they also underestimate us. They have never faced a species that adapts as quickly as humans. That is why we sent the message, to make them pause, to make them rethink. Daniel nodded slowly. "And it worked. They are watching. They are scared." Laura smiled. "Not scared, cautious, but in their eyes, caution is fear. They do not like what they see." Olivia shook her head. "I still can't believe it." "Humans, we actually sent a message that made aliens hesitate." Ethan leaned back in his chair. "It's more than a message. It's proof that we can fight, that we survive, that we are not weak." At night, Daniel stepped outside the facility. The sky was clear, filled with stars. He tried to imagine the alien ship somewhere out there, massive and black, watching, calculating, waiting. And somewhere in that dark expanse, the galaxy was watching too. Every species that had survived the invaders was now aware of humans, and most of them were frightened. Daniel thought about the future. He thought about the coming battle. He thought about what it would take to survive. But he also felt something new: pride. Humanity had been underestimated, but now the galaxy knew the truth. Humans were not easy prey. Humans could fight. Humans could survive. The signal from Nevada continued to pulse across the stars, a warning and a promise. Earth was not alone. Earth was ready, and the galaxy would never forget the day humans dared to show their strength. Inside the facility, Laura Hayes watched the screens, her hands steady. "They are learning," she said quietly, "and we are ready to teach them a lesson they will never forget." The alien fleet remained in the outer solar system, massive, silent, and patient. But for the first time, Earth held the advantage, not because of weapons or numbers, but because of strategy, courage, and unpredictability. Humanity had sent a message, and that message had thrown the galaxy into panic. The next move was theirs, and this time the universe would see what humans were capable of. The galaxy had never seen humans act like this. Most species that had survived the alien invaders were hiding, repairing their planets, or fleeing into unknown space. But humans broadcasted their strength, their knowledge, and their plans. That alone had changed everything. Daniel Brooks sat in the Nevada facility, staring at the screens. Olivia Grant and Ethan Carter were beside him, their eyes glued to the readings. Every signal, every movement of the alien fleet, every intercepted transmission from other civilizations told the same story. The galaxy was watching, and it was scared. Ryan Cole paced behind them. "We need to know what they are thinking. Why hesitate? Why not attack?" Megan Turner looked at her tablet. "Because they know something we do not. The message, it is not just a warning. It contains proof that humans can fight, that we adapt faster than they expect, that we survive." Olivia frowned. "But how did they learn that? How did humans become so ready?" Daniel leaned back, rubbing his eyes. "It is what I've been thinking. We weren't ready yesterday, but we have prepared for decades without the world knowing. Scientists, engineers, pilots, we've been training, building, improving, learning. Whoever sent the message, they were ready long before the fleet arrived." Ethan nodded. "And the aliens underestimated us. That is why they are hesitating now. They think this is going to be easy like every other planet they destroyed, but they were wrong." Across the galaxy, hidden listening posts intercepted the transmission from Earth. Species that had survived previous attacks watched carefully. One by one, they realized the truth. Humans were not like other civilizations. Humans did not cower. Humans adapted. Humans fought. And humans survived. On a distant planet in a council of surviving civilizations, alien leaders argued. One of them, a tall being with gray skin and 6 arms, slammed his claw on the table. They are dangerous. They are not like us. Every other species bowed. Every other species begged. But these humans, they broadcast their battle plans, they show strength. They teach us they are not prey. Another alien shook his head. They are reckless, they are unpredictable, we cannot calculate their actions, we cannot know their strategy. We must be careful, they could destroy more of us than we can destroy of them. Back on Earth, Daniel studied the alien fleet's energy readings. They are scanning themselves, they are communicating in ways we cannot understand, they are worried. Olivia looked at him. Worried. We are still small, we have no large fleet, no massive weapons. How can they be worried about us? Daniel leaned forward. Because they do not understand humans, they cannot predict our actions. We are not machines. We are unpredictable, clever, and stubborn, and they know it. Ethan tapped on his keyboard. Look at this. Every time we broadcast new data, they hesitate more. Every time we show them we understand their tactics, they pause. Fear is not the right word. Caution. They are calculating their losses. They are realizing attacking us may cost them everything. Laura Hayes, who had been quiet for hours, finally spoke. You understand now why I sent the signal. It was never about stopping them with words. It was about showing proof. Proof that humans can fight, survive, and adapt. That proof spreads faster than weapons. That proof terrifies them. Daniel shook his head. I still can't believe it. We are winning without firing a single shot. Ryan Cole frowned. Winning is not the right word. The fleet is still massive. The ships are still out there. If we make a single mistake, if they realize we are weaker than we appear, they could destroy Earth in hours. Laura smiled slightly. That is why preparation matters more than size. That is why strategy matters more than fear. Humans have always survived when the odds are against them. That is what makes us dangerous. Over the next week, the alien fleet shifted. Slowly, cautiously, they moved closer to the inner solar system, but never fully advancing. Every movement was measured, as if they were testing the humans, trying to understand their strength without risking too much. Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan worked non-stop. Every signal, every movement, every energy fluctuation was studied. They learned how the aliens adapted to their transmissions. They learned the limits of the alien ships, and they shared everything with Ryan, Megan, and Laura. Ethan leaned back in exhaustion. We are learning faster than they are. Every step they take, we respond. Every change they make, we anticipate. They are surprised. They have never seen a species like us before. Olivia nodded. It feels incredible, like we have been underestimated for centuries, and now we are showing them what humans can do. Daniel spoke quietly. It is more than that. It is not just the aliens. It is the galaxy. Every species watching us knows they underestimated humans. That realization alone is changing the galaxy. In a remote part of space, an alien scout fleet intercepted the human message. They communicated in rapid pulses, their signals full of tension and calculation. The leader of the fleet spoke with a sharp, metallic tone. They are not weak. They are prepared. We thought we would find easy prey. Instead, we find strategy, intelligence, and resilience. We must retreat temporarily and reconsider. Another alien hissed. Retreat, to reconsider, that is unheard of. They should be bowing, they should be begging, they are different. We did not account for this. Back on Earth, news spread quietly. While the public panicked over the alien presence, the secret teams knew the truth. Humans had gained an advantage. The aliens were unsure, cautious, and calculating. Earth had survived the first test without a single shot fired. Laura Hayes gathered Daniel, Olivia, and Ethan around a large table in the Nevada facility. She spread out maps, diagrams, and projections of the alien fleet. You see this? She said. They are calculating their attack. They are analyzing us. They know we are prepared. That is why they are not advancing fully. That is why they are pausing. Daniel frowned. And what do we do next? We can't just wait forever. Laura shook her head. No, we cannot wait, but we also do not attack, not yet. Every signal we send, every demonstration of our knowledge is like a strike. We are winning by showing strength, by teaching them that attacking Earth is not easy. We make them hesitate, we make them doubt. That is our weapon. Olivia looked at her. It feels strange. We are winning without fighting. Laura nodded. That is the power of preparation, observation, and understanding your enemy. Humans do not just survive by force. We survive by thinking ahead. Ethan tapped on a keyboard. Look at this energy reading. Every ship in the fleet is analyzing the same patterns. Every time we broadcast a simulation of countermeasures, their shields adjust, their formations shift. They are learning from us. But the more they learn, the more cautious they become. Daniel leaned forward. So we are teaching them to fear us without even being in battle. Laura smiled. Exactly. Fear is not enough. Respect is better, and humans are earning respect without firing a single weapon. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, surviving species whispered to each other. Humans are not prey, one said. They are dangerous. Another replied, they are clever, adaptable, and stubborn. They will survive. They always survive. On Earth, people went about their lives, unaware of the secret struggle taking place above them. Satellites, defense systems, and communication networks hummed in constant activity. Daniel, Olivia, Ethan, Ryan, Megan, and Laura worked tirelessly to keep track of every alien movement, every signal, every new calculation. One night, Daniel stared out at the clear Colorado sky. The stars seemed closer than usual. He imagined the alien fleet somewhere in that darkness, massive and calculating, unsure of how to proceed. For centuries, humanity had been underestimated. Now the galaxy knew the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever, adaptable, and dangerous. Olivia joined him quietly. Do you think they will attack? She asked. Daniel shook his head. Not yet. They are cautious, they are unsure, and we are stronger than they expect. That gives us time. Ethan walked up behind them. Time to prepare even more. Every day we gain knowledge, every day we understand them better, we increase our advantage. They do not know what humans are capable of. Laura appeared behind them, her face calm but determined. And that is exactly why we sent the message. To make them hesitate, to make them realize attacking Earth is not easy, and to make the galaxy listen. Humans are not weak. We survive, we fight, and we adapt. Daniel nodded slowly. Then we keep showing them. Every move, every signal, every countermeasure, we show them what humans can do. Olivia smiled faintly. And they will never forget it. Ethan added quietly, the galaxy will never see humans the same way again. From deep space, the alien fleet observed, paused, and recalculated. For the first time, their confidence wavered. They had destroyed countless civilizations before. They had never faced a species like this. The humans were clever, adaptable, and unpredictable. They were not prey, they were a threat. And humanity had not yet fired a single shot. The alien fleet lingered in the outer solar system, massive and silent. For days, they had studied every broadcast, every signal, every demonstration of human knowledge. They had never seen a species like this. Every other world had begged for mercy, had surrendered, had fallen without a fight. But humans were different. Daniel Brooks stood in the Nevada facility, staring at the screens. Olivia Grant and Ethan Carter were beside him, tracking the alien ships. Every movement, every pulse, every change in formation was recorded and analyzed. The aliens were cautious. They were calculating their next move. Ryan Cole and Megan Turner entered, their faces tense. They are still out there, Ryan said, but they have not moved closer to Earth in 3 days. Daniel nodded. They are cautious. They are trying to predict our next move. They do not understand humans. Olivia looked at the screen. It feels strange. We are winning without firing a single shot. Laura Hayes, standing behind them, smiled slightly. Winning is not the right word, but we are surviving, and that is more than most species can do. The aliens are learning that attacking Earth is not easy. They are recalculating everything. Ethan pointed at a readout. Look at this. Every time we send a new simulation or broadcast a countermeasure, their formation shifts. They hesitate more. They are watching, waiting, trying to decide if attacking is worth the risk. Daniel shook his head. They have never faced a species like us before. They thought we would be easy prey. They were wrong. Across the galaxy, other civilizations watched closely. Hidden worlds intercepted the transmissions from Earth. The same message that had caused initial panic now inspired awe and fear. Humans were clever, adaptable, and stubborn. They had survived attacks before and were showing the galaxy that they were ready to fight again. On a distant planet, a council of alien leaders gathered. One of them, a tall gray-skinned being with sharp eyes, spoke. We underestimated them. Every species before this one bowed to us. They begged for mercy. But humans are different. They are clever, unpredictable, and strong. We cannot calculate their response. Another alien hissed. Every attack we make could cost us more than we gain. They are prepared. They have knowledge of our tactics. They learn faster than we expected. Retreat is the only option until we understand them. Back on Earth, the Nevada facility buzzed with activity. Daniel, Olivia, Ethan, Laura, Ryan, and Megan worked non-stop. The secret teams coordinated with scientists, engineers, and military personnel across the planet. Satellites were adjusted, communications encrypted, and defensive systems tested. Every action, every broadcast was designed to show strength, readiness, and unpredictability. Laura gathered the team around the main console. They are learning that attacking Earth will not be easy. They see our preparation. They see our knowledge. They see that humans adapt faster than expected. That hesitation is our advantage, Daniel nodded. So we keep broadcasting. Every move we make, every simulation, every countermeasure, we make them pause, we make them doubt. Olivia frowned. But what if they attack anyway? What if they realize we are weaker than we appear? Laura shook her head. They will hesitate longer than most species give them credit for. Humans survive by thinking ahead. That is our strength. We will fight if we must, but right now, we survive by being clever, by showing strength, and by being unpredictable. Ethan studied the screens. Every ship in the fleet is analyzing us. Every movement we make is forcing them to recalculate. They are learning from us, but the more they learn, the more cautious they become. The days passed. The alien fleet remained near the outer planets, massive, silent, and patient. They were cautious, calculating, unsure of how to proceed. Earth had not fired a single weapon, yet the fleet hesitated. Daniel walked to the window of the Nevada facility, looking at the night sky. The stars were bright, cold, and distant. He imagined the alien ships out there, massive and black, watching, calculating, waiting. For centuries, humanity had been underestimated. Now the galaxy knew the truth. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever, adaptable, and dangerous. Olivia joined him quietly. "Do you think they will attack?" she asked. Daniel shook his head. "Not yet. They are cautious. They are unsure, and we are stronger than they expect. That gives us time." Ethan walked up behind them. "Time to prepare even more. Every day we gain knowledge, every day we understand them better, we increase our advantage. They do not know what humans are capable of." Laura appeared behind them, her face calm but determined. "And that is exactly why we sent the message, to make them hesitate, to make them realize attacking Earth is not easy, and to make the galaxy listen. Humans are not weak. We survive, we fight, and we adapt." Daniel nodded slowly. "Then we keep showing them. Every move, every signal, every countermeasure, we show them what humans can do." Olivia smiled faintly. "And they will never forget it." Ethan added quietly, "The galaxy will never see humans the same way again." From deep space, the alien fleet observed, paused, and recalculated. For the first time, their confidence wavered. They had destroyed countless civilizations before. They had never faced a species like this. The humans were clever, adaptable, and unpredictable. They were not prey, they were a threat. The first real communication from the alien fleet came as a shock. A signal, strong and fast, intercepted by Earth's satellites, sent a clear message: caution. Every species listening in the galaxy felt the tension. Even the aliens admitted internally that the humans were more dangerous than expected. Ryan looked at the decrypted message, his jaw tight. They are warning themselves. They know attacking Earth could be disastrous. This is not something they have ever done before. Laura smiled faintly. "This is exactly what we wanted. They hesitate, they reconsider, and hesitation gives us power." Daniel leaned forward, studying the energy readings of the fleet. "They are shifting formation. They are moving defensive shields closer. Every ship is calculating. They are afraid of our unpredictability." Olivia whispered, "Do you think we can actually survive this?" Daniel smiled slightly. "Not just survive. We can make them retreat if we play it right. We do not need weapons yet." "We need strategy, knowledge, and courage." Ethan nodded. "And we have all three." The alien fleet continued to linger in space, massive and dark, yet cautious. They had seen the humans' message, studied their tactics, and understood that attacking Earth would not be easy. The galaxy watched in silence, and humans remained ready. On Earth, the Nevada facility became the center of global coordination. Daniel, Olivia, Ethan, Laura, Ryan, and Megan worked with every branch of the military and scientific community. Every day, they studied alien patterns, broadcast new simulations, and sent signals showing readiness and intelligence. Laura gathered the team one evening. "They will not attack blindly." They are learning our tactics, calculating our strength, and realizing that attacking Earth may cost them everything. Our message was the first strike. Our preparation is the second. And if they come, humans will be ready. Daniel nodded. So we wait, we learn, and we show strength. Olivia looked at him. It feels strange. We are surviving by showing them we are dangerous. Ethan smiled faintly. That is the power of humans. We adapt, we survive, and we fight back. And sometimes the galaxy learns to respect us without a single battle being fought. Ryan Cole and Megan Turner watched the alien fleet on the screens. Every movement, every hesitation is proof of our advantage, Ryan said. Megan nodded. They are calculating losses. They know attacking Earth could cost them more than they are willing to lose. That is why they wait. That is why they pause. The galaxy continued to watch, amazed and afraid. Humans had proven that preparation, courage, and strategy could change the course of history. Every other species that survived the invaders knew that attacking humans would be different. Humans were not prey. Humans were dangerous. Humans were ready, and the alien fleet knew it. For the first time, the invaders reconsidered their entire strategy. They had never paused like this. They had never faced a species that did not submit, and they had never faced humans. Daniel, Olivia, Ethan, Laura, Ryan, and Megan continued their work, knowing that the galaxy had shifted. Humans had not fired a single shot, yet they had changed the rules of the game. The invaders hesitated. The galaxy watched, and humanity waited, ready to prove what they could do when the moment came. The stars above were quiet, but the universe had heard the message loud and clear. Humans were not weak. Humans survived. Humans adapted. Humans fought back, and the galaxy would never see humans the same way again.